we're tailgating at Snapdragon when we're not supposed to be, right?
I like the view, yeah.
I like it.
I can't wait to get in there.
Toss to him. Can he get the edge? Gonna try it. He's got it. Record time. Donnell Pumphrey smashes the record.
On the return, it's Rashad Penny. And Penny finds a seam. Penny to the outside. Penny will go the distance.
First and goal. Fake to Penny. Open man. Wells. He leans. He gets the ball. And they say touchdown San Diego State.
Dingwell back to pass. He lofts it up there to the corner. Touchdown Adam Roberts. Scared money don't make no money. Rocky Long and the Aztecs will walk away with a big win in OT.
This is the Sons of Montezuma Podcast. The 2022 NFL Draft is just days away. So before they race off to the NFL, the anchors of last season's SDSU football team, brothers Zach Thomas and Cam Thomas, join Coach C and I to go tailgating at the new Aztec Stadium. Let's go! Out of your senses.
Right.
All right, welcome back to the Sons of Montezuma Podcast. It's your host, Mateo San Diego. I'm actually here with the first time being a co-host. Coach C is in the house. What's going on, man?
Good. Excited about introducing our guys and all that Aztec Nation knows all about. I'm a big fan. Love studying the film. Can't wait to get into this with these guys.
Okay, we're almost ready. When we let you in, we'll hit the ground running. Not yet. Nah, don't admit him. Oh, there we are.
We're in whether you like it or not. How's it going?
What's up, fellas? So joining us today on the Sons of Montezuma Podcast, weighing in at 6'5", 300 pounds from Carlsbad High. He was on the Outland Trophy watch list, and he was definitely one of the offensive team captains. We got with us Zach Thomas. Welcome to the show, Zach.
Thank you for having me.
And now his younger brother, weighing in at 6'5", 270 pounds, the Mountain West Defensive Player of the Year, Cam Thomas. What's going on, Cam? Welcome.
Hey, how's it going, guys? Thanks for having me.
I like that.
Yeah, you got it
I was
down.
feeling feel good about myself.
Get ready.
Take that energy, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm actually kind of interested because, I've seen you guys a few times in interviews separately or like press conferences. So like, we're really appreciative that you guys are coming on, man. So close to the draft and everything that's going on. I mean, we're just days away. I mean, you guys have got to be just hyped like no other time ever in your life. So like I said, really appreciate you guys coming on. But I've never really heard you guys much together in interviews. You guys both played together in college, both played together in high school. So what was that like growing up, playing in Carlsbad in a football family like how you guys do?
I guess I'll start this one. Yeah, I mean, it was really awesome, especially, being local and stuff like that. I was very fortunate actually. So when I was a sophomore in high school, I was actually pulled up and played defensive end. And at that time, that's when Zach was still playing nose tackle. And I was actually able to play right next to them in high school. And I got a little bit of a taste of that. So obviously, when San Diego State reached out and offered me, I was really ecstatic and didn't want to pass up the opportunity of missing out and playing with him again. So it was, especially for my parents, it's been really awesome. And it's been a great experience.
Man, Zach, how do you feel with little brother following you around, everywhere you go? Was that like a big deal for you growing up?
It was always huge. I've always been super competitive with him. We've always gone back and forth. Just getting to be able to play with him for another couple of years at San Diego State was a great time. Loved having him.
So I'm the youngest in my family, Cam. I know what it's like to have older brothers. You know, we talked about it with Caden and Cooper, like how they're competitive. Having that football family, I mean, were you guys competitive with everything growing up, like fighting over food or, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Start with the fight over food, absolutely, all the time. Like you said, you're the younger one. So we actually have a younger sister as well. Her name is Lauren, and me and Zach actually, we used to team up on her, so growing up. So no, I mean it was a great household. I mean, we competed since we're little, and be able to go all the way to college together and compete, still be able to compete, one-on-one against each other, offensive line, defense line. Really cool stuff. Really cool.
Now, Zach, I'm an older brother myself now. I had a younger brother. So give me it straight now. When you guys competed, did you ever let him win, or you had to did you make him earn it as an older brother?
Oh, I made him earn it. I love putting Cameron in the dirt.
Yeah.
I've always been the like physically bigger than him. So there has been a long time, like, I guess, rivalry between us.
Now, what was your go-to now? When you made him cry and you knew you were going to get in trouble by mom for making your little brother cry, what was your go-to to make sure you didn't get in trouble by moms?
I mean, I would just say I had it set up in a way that I could talk myself out of it. I'd always have a reason as to why I needed to pin him down.
I say that because I used to make my brother laugh when he started crying and all that, because I knew how to make him laugh just so that he would forget about it. Because once I knew my mom found out about it, I was going to get something taken away or whatever. I would be the one to get in trouble. You know how it is as an older brother.
Oh, yeah.
You never do right, whatever else. And all the mercy goes to the younger ones, right?
Exactly. 100% agreed.
Now, Cam, did you take advantage of that, being the younger one and all that, knowing how to milk that, mama's little boy, little deal, and, or what was your game plan behind that?
Like Zach said, he made me earn every ounce, he got to my mom first, sweet talk his way out of it. I'll end up being the one getting in trouble every time. So, no, it was definitely fun.
Now, how did you guys come about the whole San Diego State deal? I'm sure you were thinking about it while you're in high school. Your options came up and all that. How did the Aztec vibe start hitting you? When did it start hitting you? And what kind of was the thing that made you finally decide San Diego State's the place for me?
I mean, out of high school, I knew that I really liked San Diego State. I liked the run based offense they were running, the mentality they had. They just come off a championship win, and they were, 30 minutes from our house. I was far enough to say I was away at school, yet I could come home and have a dinner. So I just, everything kind of added up for me.
Yeah, for me, obviously, Zach was there 2 years prior before I got out there. So I was frequently visiting him and got a very good taste of San Diego State, firsthand, and being close to home, that's also very nice. But I think when I remember making my decision, what really drew me to San Diego State was, their defense played their hair on fire, and they won games, and back-to-back championship wins right before I got there. How do you turn that down? So it was a really easy decision for me.
How many years apart are you guys?
2 years.
So now, Zach, you decided to go to San Diego State, and then Cam, was it just an easy follow-up for you as well to make that same decision when you became a senior?
Yeah, so I actually committed the end of my junior year. I ended up committing, going into my senior season. I was committed. So I just I remember growing up too. A couple guys, I went and played with at San Diego State. I was able to play them in San Diego as rivals, and then able to join them at San Diego State. So it was really cool.
Like, I've seen video of Carlsbad high school games, and they seem like they are just nuts. The fans, like the student body there, goes crazy for you guys' games. Is there like a story of a game maybe that sticks out in your guys' time playing together in Carlsbad or anything like that?
I have one in particular. So I remember we ended up playing Cathedral in the playoffs. So we actually played them twice. I played when I was a sophomore. I played with Zach. We had that game. Unfortunately, we lost that one. But for me, a game that I remembered that everything just seemed like it went really well was Cathedral when I was a senior. I played a lot of DN and tight end back then, and had a little slot mixed up in there back when I was a little lighter. But I remember that game; it was going crazy. The student section was going crazy. Obviously, we really filled up our stands pretty quick, and actually for the loud crowd section, that's what they call it, the student section. The front row of the student section, people would show up right after school at like 2:30, and they would sit there all the way to game time at 7. So it just shows you a little bit of how crazy it really got there. But it was really cool being able to have that.
Yeah, loud crowd's pretty nuts.
Friday Night Lights, there's nothing like it. Now, gentlemen, I've coached for a number of years. You mentioned earlier, Cam, you liked what you saw in San Diego State Aztec defense. They played with their hair on fire. That's the first thing that came to my mind with both of you guys. I'm watching you, Zach, and you're looking for work. You're blocking your one guy. He runs away. You're looking for anybody else that you can hit. Crying out loud, Cam, you're just running over anybody. You're relentless. Anybody that's between you and the quarterback. I'm like, man, what do these guys eat? They don't ever tire. They're just relentless and all that. I'm like, man, and I started calling you, Cam. I said, this guy's got to have a 335 Ford V8 engine inside of him. His mom had to feed him some 95 high octane fuel. I'm like, where'd you guys get it from? Who is the high energy? And when it comes to mom and dad, or is it an uncle? Where did this come from? This high energy, never tiring level.
I'd definitely say my father. Our father, he's a very hardworking guy. Somebody we both look up to. I definitely would say we get a lot from him. Mom as well. We were very fortunate to have very good parents growing up.
Mm-hmm. Always well fed around the Thomas household, that's for sure.
Yeah, my mom was
high octane foods.
Mom was always doing the cooking, a lot of it, big portions. Seriously, a lot of credit out to them.
I actually had a chance to meet your dad last season at one of the tailgates. Went in to shake his hand, and the dude just like completely crushed my hand. He's a big dude.
It's actually funny. So when you look at us, you think we'd be some bigger dudes, and it's actually like it's like my father's the biggest, and then my brother, and then there's me. I think I'm like the smallest one in the family. It's crazy to think.
The smallest male in the family.
Yeah. Now I obviously got my sister and mom, but no, I'm like I ended up being the smallest. It's crazy.
Let me ask you, Cam, because coming into state, man, you were pretty light. You were pretty light back in those days when you first came in. So tell me about the work that you had to put in with Coach Hall. Perhaps was that any work that you had to put in and getting yourself up to that level to where you could play as a starter?
Yeah. So he would joke around with me a little bit. My first weigh in there was 227 pounds. That was my first official weigh in. It was a long road. Let's start back to my freshman year. Yeah. So we obviously get like a meal plan they would give us, and they load up some money in our car. Obviously I was able to go and spend that up. But it started with me. They used to give us like protein shakes and packets after our workouts. And, I really took advantage of that. I really tried to just give anything they would give us. I would definitely like to take advantage of. And it was between that and eating my meals and just being consistent with it. I was full for the last 4 years at San Diego State. My whole time there, I felt like my stomach was just always full there. And it was a long road to where I got weight wise. But looking back on it, it's just another great experience and memory I'll have.
We had a chance to interview Daniel Brunskill, and that's definitely a name that Aztec Nation knows well. And he spoke very highly about you, Zach. I know he was probably on his way out when you came in. And so he had some really cool things to say about you and your future coming up. But he was always talking about he struggled with that weight. I mean, he went from tight end to the O-line to now he's at the NFL at that level. I mean, you got to put in so much effort just to maintain that weight.
Well, that ain't going to change, having to get ready for Sunday football and all that. And Zach, I got to ask you, I'm a football coach. I study football film, and I'm watching your tape, first of all. And I love it seems easy to you, the way you can reach and seal a guy, the way your lateral movement among the offensive line, among all those bodies is as good as it gets. Your long arms is impressive, and you know how to use them. I can't get it out of my mind, the couple of pancakes that you had in the San Jose State game a couple of years ago. And then that BYU game in BYU, I see the edge rusher coming around. You're playing both right tackle and left tackle. You have the experience to do both, but you stiff arm this guy. He got you, at least it seemed like he knew he got you beat. but your long arms come into play and you stiff arm the guy, and the guy just can't get around the corner, and you buy that quarterback an extra time and all that. If I'm looking at you and I'm representing an NFL team and all that, and I'm asking you, what is strengths that you're going to continue to strengthen about your game? What is it about your game you love the most? What is it that you know is going to pop on film? And what is it we're not seeing on film about your game?
I honestly think I have a really good cut off on the backside. As you said, I have a pretty good lateral movement. I think I'm just a guy that loves to play to the whistle. I'm always looking for work. I love running the ball, and I've been working a lot on passing as well. So I feel like I've really tried to get the full deal.
And you do look comfortable when you get to that second level. When you have to get to that linebacker level, like if it's a power play and you're comboing off and you're reaching up to the next linebacker that you got to go, you look very comfortable in space. And I know that can be tough for an old lineman guy, especially that guy's a little bit of a better athlete. You don't know if he's going to undercut you, if he's going to try to cross face you, whatever. And with your length and great feet work and all that stuff, I mean, do you feel as comfortable in space? Do you like that better than being in the trenches, so to speak, and, double teaming on a guy? Where is it that you feel most comfortable at?
I mean, I feel comfortable pretty much wherever. I don't mind getting into space and kind of picking on the smaller guys. But I love the trench work as well,
Now, Cam, is he a trash talker, your older brother? Because I know you being an edge guy now. I know you're facing each other when the ones are facing the ones. And if he gets the best of you, is he going to let you know about it? And Zach, is he trying to talk trash if he gets the best of you, maybe on a play, whatever? Who's the bigger trash talker between the two of you guys?
We're silent workers. I mean, really, both of us are. After say during practice, we'll get our reps in. We're not too talkative. When we get in the locker room, it's a little different. Just between us. But we're kind of silent workers. We know when we're whooping somebody's butt. And for me, occasionally I'll walk back the line and give somebody a wink or something like that. But it was never really too talkative.
Now I got to ask too, Cam. When I was coaching at San Diego State, it was back when Kirk Morrison and those guys were the on the defense, and we were ranked 8th in the nation at the time, defensively, statistically. I don't know. I used to think that was the best San Diego State defense until this year. I mean, it seemed like there was 13 guys on the football field for our defense, and you came across as the alpha of that group. You were just setting the tone. Just loved how relentless you were. And just loved that no matter if it was a double team, you knew how to get skinny. And, I'm reading some article about your game that said your weakness is that he plays too high. And I'm not seeing that on film. What I'm seeing on film, no, he plays high because he wants to know where the ball's at. And you have great vision, knowing where the ball's at all the time. But anytime you were doing a stunt, you knew how to get low, and you're really efficient. One of the best, most efficient swim moves I've ever seen. What you did to that right tackle at Utah State game, where you give them a punch and then you deliver a swipe with a quick, swim move, and it was as good as it gets, whatever. But the thing that stood out, that my question mark came to you, your stance. You got that 4-point stance there that's a little unique for an edge guy, because you utilize it when you're over the A gap, you utilize it when you're the B gap. But then I'm like, lo and behold, even if he's on the edge and he's on a 5 or a wide 7, sometimes you're in that little crouch, that little about to pounce on your prey, where you got that really condensed 4-point stance. I've never seen anything like it. And you shot out of a cannon, even with that stance. Where did that stance come from? Who taught you that? Is that something that you just realized on your own? I just like this stance because I'm productive out of it. Where did that come from?
Yes, that was definitely a little bit of Coach Hoke there. He's very experienced. Everything he would say, obviously, I just buy right into, especially with San Diego State. And how our defense plays. I was, even if I was on the edge, there's still a good chance that I could still be coming inside, or just hitting that edge vertically. And really, the reason I keep that stance so consistent is because I don't want to give anything away. So if I had that stance inside, and because if I'm inside, there's a pretty high chance of having movement, whether I'm looping or pinching. But if I'm on the edge out there, and I start doing a 3-point stance, if I'm trying to get off the ball vertically, I start doing a 3-point stance. And then when I need to go inside, I need to balance my weight a little bit. I start doing a different stance, and that starts giving things away. So I really just try to be consistent with it, with the 4-point stance all the way around.
Man, that's next level right there. That's next level. I love that. Tell us, Cam, because obviously when you play for Brady Hoke, you're getting just a wealth of knowledge on the defensive line unit there. But then when you have a guy like Leroy Glover, I believe, was working with the team this past year, is there anything that you could touch on as far as those two and what it means to come to state and learn under those guys?
Yeah, I got to give a lot of my credit actually to them. Two guys that were just filled with knowledge, and all I had to do, I was consistently trying to pick their brains, and I'm sure I got annoying at sometimes, but I definitely got a lot out of them. Having Coach Glover around this year, it was huge. Somebody with that much experience, especially at the next level. I was able to pick his brain a little bit, and he was definitely. I definitely used some of the stuff he used or gave me this season, and it really paid off. So I really got to thank both of them because they've really been very instrumental to how I've been this past season.
I mean, Leroy Glover, that's Hall of Famer in my opinion. Leroy Glover he was the man back in those days playing with Marshall Faulk and around that era.
Yep.
But tell us also, Jordan Thomas, he just got elevated to the Cleveland Browns as an assistant in the league. So, I mean, is there anything you could touch on with Jordan Thomas?
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of credit out to him as well. Having three coaches like that, it's really amazing. Having Coach Thomas around, it was great. And it was cool about what Coach Thomas is, when I was when I started there as a freshman, he was younger in the staff. I think he was maybe his second year or something like that when I got there. So we were actually able to grow up, our time at San Diego State together, and watching him, be a GA, go to a coach, I was super excited for him, and now going to the next level. And, I'm really excited for him in his future. But yeah, I got to give all three of those guys a lot of credit.
I went to school with Leroy Glover, and he came in as a freshman, and boy, did he immediately make an impact with our D line or whatever. I got to ask you, Zach, you play both sides now, left side, right side, and what are you more comfortable with? What are you hearing the next level? What are they talking about? It's great to be versatile, but what is it that you just feel, are you a right-handed guy? You're a left-handed guy?
I originally was more comfortable on the right side, but I just came off a season playing left, so I'd probably say left side. And I'm willing to play any position that the team wants to pay me for. I'm comfortable wherever.
Even if you have to move inside and play guard, huh? You ready to rock and roll?
I'll play guard. I'll even play center if they want. So.
Well, as long as you're smart. I always said I'm an offensive coordinator in my days, and as a head coach, and I said, well, the smart guys got to play on that side of the ball, and no pun intended there, Cam. And I know you got to be smart, especially running the defense.
No, I'm smarter than Cam.
But be able to call out fronts, read fronts, especially with the type of defense, the 3-3-5. What do you guys call that defense, by the way, Cam? I called it the Lobo for years because Rocky Long, when I was coaching at San Diego State, he was at New Mexico. And so that's when he made it famous, that 3-3-5. So I just called it the Lobo instead of saying 3-3-5. What is our San Diego State football team? What do they call it? Is that a special name?
Not really a special name here. We'd have so many different packages here and there. There's nothing you really call it. It was a 3-3-5, but realistically, it was more of a 34 defense. We're going to have three on the defense line. We'd have the Sam linebacker obviously walked up on the edge. So, there's so many different things we could do. We had so many great players that just gives you so many, opportunities. We had corners blitz and safeties blitz in. We were bringing hell every single play, and that just that's from the coaching and the players. It just, it was very, very. I was very lucky to be part of this defense this year.
No doubt. Now that brings me to my next question then, because with that, and I'm a Raider fan, and when I was watching film with you, I'm like, I would love to have Cam right there opposite of Max Crosby and Chandler Jones. And not that I could see you always constant on the edge, because what I loved about your game is, man, you can be an A-gap guy, you can be a 5 technique, a 4-eye guy, or stand up on the edge guy. I see you as effective as both. What do you feel like, man, if I can just be full-time in this spot, is there a spot, or you like the moving around and being inside sometimes, being outside, killing a guard, killing a center, making fun of a tackle and running through him, and then no matter if you're getting chipped, running over a little running back at the same time while you go eat a quarterback? I mean, where is it that you see yourself liking to do on a Sunday on a consistent basis?
Oh, yeah, just like Zach said, I'm very comfortable all over the line of scrimmage, whether that was, gaining some weight and going inside, playing outside. traditionally, I'd like to see myself as out on the edge. I just feel natural out there, and my time at San Diego State, I was asked to play various roles, and I really loved every single role I played. Whether it was a 0, whether it was a 1, I really enjoyed all of them. If I really had to narrow it down to one position, it would definitely be an edge defender. Whether it is standing up or in a 4-point stance, hand in the dirt, I'd be happy wherever. I'd just be happy, to play.
Now, ask your brother, Zach, is he comfortable in space? Because he looked like it. I saw you drop back in coverage a couple of times now, Cam, and all that. How'd that feel like? You like that? Or it's like, let me go get that quarterback for you, coach. I mean, how do you feel about that?
I don't know what it was, but every time I saw that I was in coverage, I got a smile on my face. I really did. Whether it was made up on the Y, running back flaring out, I don't know what it was. I love dropping, and something, go to the next level, I'd be happy to do as well.
Okay, talking about the next level. So I know that as soon as the season was over, both of you guys had to go your separate ways, go training and getting ready for the NFL draft that's coming up. So tell us a little bit about, I think, Cam, where did you headed off to? What was it? The Exos? Is that how you say it? Exos in Phoenix?
Yes, sir.
Can you tell us a little bit about that experience and the different things that you learned from there?
Yeah, I really, my time at Access was awesome, I really enjoyed the coaching there. Great coaching staff there, Nick and JB, excellent coaches. There's somebody that have a lot of experience under their belt. We've actually had a couple guys, a couple former Aztecs, such as Darren Hall go there. He kind of filled me in, let me know that was a place to go. And, he definitely gave me some good, some good stuff there, because I went there. I didn't know what to expect. And just in my time there, I remember when we first got there and we first started doing our baseline testing from when I left, huge jumps there. And I really believe they set me up really well to be a professional athlete.
Shout out to Darren Hall with the Atlanta Falcons, man. That's been really cool to see him doing his thing out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
How about yourself, Zach? I saw that you were out in Frisco, Texas. Is that right? So, like the bowl game, you guys won the Frisco Bowl, defeated UTSA in wonderful fashion. So, did you end up just staying out there, or did you have a nice little reprieve, come home, and then head back out there?
Yeah. So I ended up coming back to San Diego for a week and then flying right back. The facility I was at was actually across the street from the hotel we were staying out from the week prior.
Oh, wow.
So, I had a really good time out in Frisco. I got to train with Duke Manyweather and a couple other guys on his staff, and I learned a ton. I feel like I really learned a lot being out there and doing that.
Now, fellas, you got to share. Your whole life, well, at least since you've been at San Diego State, football season ends and you're getting into the spring and you're used to just getting ready for spring football, making sure your classes are all set up. You got homework issues that you got to make sure that you're taking care of all that. This spring, completely different. Your football season ends and there's a whole new journey waiting for you. That's just a different horizon altogether. All right, combine's one thing, pro day's another thing. You're going to be taking interviews from a bunch of different teams. They want to find out what your makeup's all about. And then you're thinking, man, my location and where I'm going to be living at is going to be a different ball game altogether. What has been your mindset since football season has ended and now you're getting into becoming a professional and looking at things at a whole new light?
I would just say it's felt kind of weird just being kind of out of our the rhythm that we're so used to at San Diego State and just kind of having the 6-week periods and stuff like that. I don't know. I feel like I just try not to think about it and I just focus on whatever's next.
Yeah.
And just try to have small increments.
Yeah, for me, I'm really excited. Like I said at Access, I really was starting to learn what it's like to be a professional athlete. That's something I've learned. Since this time off I've had since I left San Diego State, just like Zach said. Just being out of that rhythm a little bit. It's a little more freedom than what we're used to. At this time of year, like I said, we would have finished spring football. This time, it's just like, all right, we got done with our 40s and, it's training for everything else like that. And now it's just like, just sitting here waiting, and it's really exciting. And, I'm really optimistic where I end up. I've been very fortunate to be in sunny San Diego my whole life. Realistically, the chances of that happening are very slim, whether it be, staying in California. So, just really excited for whatever comes.
Any nervousness, anxiousness about, what's next, the next chapter in your life at all? Is there some nights you find yourself just can't sleep because you're like, man, where am I going to be here in a month, in a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
Yeah, nervous and really exciting at the same time. It's like a perfect combo.
Yeah, I would almost say that I have a little bit of everything going on here.
I remember when I graduated, 23 years old from San Diego State, and I'm like, man, am I ready for real world stuff? I've been a kid. I'm still a kid. Is there that mentality still in you? Like, man, I got to grow up now. It's like, it's time. It's NFL and all that. Am I ready for these challenges? Do you start questioning yourself getting ready for that? Or you just have to say, you know what? It's go time. Let's do what we got to do. I mean, what is the mindset?
We are going to be full adults here. Actually, when I was at Exos, when I was seeing some of these other NFL athletes, I'm like, these are like whole ass, like grown up dudes, like these are real men. It's really exciting. Like I said, I'm just super excited for this, everything that's coming. And, but yeah, to answer your question, there really hasn't been too much time to really think about it. There's just been so much other stuff going on, and just taking it, just like Zach said, taking it each step one at a time, and just taking each day at a time.
One of the gratifying things for us fans and supporters is that we get to see you guys, you Aztecs, come in as freshmen and leave as seniors most of the time. And it's just really cool to see the growth, the maturity in your game. When it comes to the business side, do you guys feel comfortable as far as that side of it and like marketing yourself and getting yourself out there? Or is it just all business, all football?
I kind of look at it as just like, I'm going there to play football. If you go there and play football well, the business stuff will kind of handle itself.
Yeah, I would say I have a pretty similar mindset, and anything I can't do, I'd trust my agent to help with that, kind of take care of some of the business side,
Yeah, I know studying you guys' film, you guys are ready, and it's just, of course, you're going to have those jitters like anybody. And I'll never forget when I was at San Diego State, we had a young receiver. His name was Brett Swain. He ended up playing for Green Bay. And Brett saying, I'll never forget Brett Swain's first day at camp, fall camp, at August 1st. And his eyes were as big, and he was just like, holy smokes. I have never seen so much speed on a football field. It's just coming out of the first time ever. And he turned out where, some of our other freshmen, they weren't too sure, am I cut out for this thing? But he had a work ethic about him. I'm going to get better. I'm going to get to this level where I can match their speed. I'm going to learn my routes, and I'm going to get this. And he had this long hair I'll never forget. And he cut it, and he says, I'm going to get focused. And what he became for San Diego State, what he became, playing for Green Bay, it just showed me that, no, trust in your talent, stick with it, understand what your work ethic is, iron out the wrinkles that need to be ironed out. You two guys got it. Like I said, two high-octane guys. Keep it going, and we're already proud of you whatsoever. We look forward to wherever you guys end up at. But no matter how hard a day might be, where it seems like, man, it didn't go well today, I didn't do this right, I didn't do that right. You know what? Hey, there's always another day where you're going to get it done and whatever. And I can't wait to see you guys do your thing on Sundays. That is for sure. No matter who, kind of hope it's for the Raiders, but no matter who, whatever else, you guys do your thing, man, of course.
Spoken like a real coach, man. Very motivational.
Wisdom right there, yeah.
Well, listen, we're not going to take too much more of your time, man. I do want to touch on maybe just your lasting memories playing at State, because like I said, you're going to come back to that new stadium one of these days, and you're going to see the rewards of your guys' time. I mean, you guys were part of the all-time winningest team in Aztecs history, right? I mean, 12 wins in one season never happened before. And both of you guys really anchored the offense and the defense. So, I mean, what is it going to mean for you guys to come back one of these years and step into Snapdragon Stadium and see for yourselves what you guys were a big part of creating in San Diego, your hometown?
I honestly, I can't wait to come to Snapdragon Stadium and just kind of check out my first game. It looks beautiful. It's going to mean a ton to just be able to see I mean, I'm sure it'll be the guys that were younger when we were seniors. it will be cool to see the tradition kind of carry on.
Yeah, I agree with what he says. You know, all the blood, sweat, and tears all those guys put in, and you know, the guys that when we were older, you know, that were really younger, to be able to see them, you know, take the field, and they deserve it. They really do. And yeah, I mean, it's gonna be really cool, and it's gonna be a great experience. You know, San Diego State 100% deserves the stadium, and yeah, I'm really excited to catch my first game in it.
I mean, this Aztec program has elevated itself so much. I mean, you guys have been whooping up on the Pac-12 like every single year now. It's a tradition. It's part of the Aztec way now.
Exactly. There's no better way to open up the stadium against Arizona. Just keeping the tradition alive. So, yeah.
Love playing Pac-12 schools.
Yeah.
All I can say as an alum, as a former coach there, a fan, I mean, what you guys have brought for San Diego State football, what you've added to the history of the program, you guys have put your name on and stamped it pretty good. And don't be shy for future Aztecs to let them know there's a certain standard now that's been established by you guys, you know, and you're taking on that role too now, not only representing the Aztecs at the NFL level, but every time you do come back, your words mean something, you know, and young yen, they want to know what you have to say. What does it take? And being a little challenging on them, there's nothing wrong with that, because you definitely see it on film. Like I said, these guys are setting a certain level, a certain standard that we're going to play at this speed, and we're going to play for 4 quarters. And that's why you guys stuck out being the representatives for the Mountain West like you guys did. It was just fun to watch. And like I said, as a former coach, I said, this is what Aztec football needs to look like every year. Just guys that play with some urgency, but play like they care. And they love playing with each other. And it sure showed on Saturdays. And we can't wait to see you guys represent that at the Sunday level. But again, this is forever your guys' home, you know, and these future Aztecs need to hear from guys like you on a consistent basis, because you guys really established something pretty significant. That is for sure.
Before we let you guys go, man, like I said, you guys are welcome anytime. You guys ever have something you want to say to Aztec Nation? We're trying to grow this thing. So far, it's been a real success, man. I've been really happy with the numbers that we're getting of listeners. We got the gear. I'll have to send you guys out some more gear, and just really appreciate you guys' time, man.
Of course, yeah. Thank you, guys. Seriously.
Thank you for having us. Like, I've been following you guys for a while now. I've loved watching everything. So you guys have been rocking it.
Yep.
Yeah, and I told Matt, I said, listen, this is about the players and about their families, because if they enjoy it, it's for them, because they'll have this forever, right? Your mom and dad are going to have this forever. And just remember, and even if you're in a Pro Bowl and all that, getting ready for Hall of Fame, them watching this, you'll get a kick. Look at how young we were and all that. Gee whiz, when we were still broke, you know, before we could buy things. But rooting hard for you guys, man. Can't wait. Can't wait to see
Thank you.
My only regret is not having you guys on the NIL last year, man. I wish I could have done it.
Hey, keep it up. Everything looks great. So awesome. Yeah.
Cheers, guys. Wherever you guys go, we'll be following.
Thank you.
See you guys. Have a good night.
Have a good one.